All right, thanks for joining us once again. And this is Questions Arising. This time I have with me in the studio in this episode is the one and only Area Fada, Charly boy, president of all frustrated, angry, agitated Nigerian youths, the Odudu Bariba one of Africa. Area Fada, you're welcome to the studio.
1, 2, 3.
Hey! It's a privilege to have you, Area Fada.
Yeah, as you say, you don't rehearse that part well.
But we are going to start on the note of that last line in the title.
Which one?
The Odudu Bariba one.
Odudu Bariba is a spiritual butterfly. The thing we kill elephant.
The thing.
We kill the thing.
We kill the thing.
We kill elephant.
All right, to start with, you know, it's been a long time.
Do I take off my glasses or do I put it on? My eye.
If you do not mind the little lights we have, if it will not come into your eyes, if it does not.
No, I'm just only wearing it because when I wake me up from sleep now, and that they feel say, you know, as a war person. I tell myself, being, no, but it's not the outward appearance, it's what's inside. And you know, when I judge people, I don't judge them as they are dressed or whatever. It's the soul that I look at. If my spirit connects with your spirit, because every one of us is soulful. It's just that some have decided not to nourish their soul, okay, which is unfortunate.
Let's begin with, because the last time I heard that you're above 60, I was shocked.
Me too.
And then you're a grandfather, but you are still in the streets.
Yeah.
The first question to ask is, yes, in summary, so many things must have passed through you. Institutions, for instance. Do you still remember, I mean, those that you've nurtured, those that have passed through you, that have become big celebrated brands today?
First of all, let's talk about where all of this is coming from. My life of struggle. I didn't come from a poor background. I came from a very privileged background. Thank God for that. But the first thing my father taught me was the act of contentment, discipline, morality, integrity, you know. But because I was very rebellious while I was young, I had this, like I always say, God give everybody something. It's for you to find whatever it is. And until you find it, that's when you start living your life on purpose. Yeah? There's a purpose for everybody. Absolutely. You know. Some never find it, they die. Some find it early enough. So they key in. And even I remember as a child when you could say, oh yeah, come to table now, fork and knife, all those kind of things, you know. And they say, but why can't I eat it on the floor? Why can't I eat it in my room? But I think the first time I noticed that I was a little different, though I didn't know what I was doing. I was still a teen now. My father would always want to control us and say, these are the friends you should make and these are the people you should avoid. And those ones they tell us to avoid, Nahima they like, because I liked their company. Those ones were children of the driver, the washerman, because they were more fun for me, you know, at the time. So one day I had gone to the house of one of my playmates, and I noticed that they were like, this is way before your time, or in the early 50s. Definitely. You know, so I had gone to the house of one of my playmates, and I noticed that there were like about 8 people in the room. You know, I didn't understand that. And the most profound part of it all was that they didn't have any toys. And here I was, a room stacked filled with toys. And I didn't understand why there were so many in the room, you know, and why they didn't have any toys. And from then onwards, you know, I never had any toys. And I remember my mother, my father, especially my father. I thought in the beginning that my father hated me, you know, because he would whip me and say, you can never keep anything. You're so irresponsible. You're so careless. You're this, you're that. The guy, now wow. But there was something driving all of that, you know. So that's the background I'm coming from. And it never stopped, you know, because and my father, I think my father planted something in me because, you know, even when we were little, he used to, you know, he has all these famous quotes that never left me. One of them is, wherever you see injustice, fight it, otherwise it will come back and chop your head off. So the imagery of something coming back to chop my head off was just too much for me to deal with at the time, you know. So, but that has been my life. Even after I came back, I finished my studies from America, had my master's, I came back, and of course, you know, like parents, you know how they do now. They already have a job for you. They already have an idea what you should be doing. Yeah. So to their utmost surprise at the time and disgust, I say, I beg, me, I no want work. I want to. They say, okay, what do you want to do? I don't even understand what I want to do, but I know that I'm not a 9-to-5 kind of person. I say, I beg, I won't play music. Even the music, nobody say I know anything about musical, but I just wanted to be in a field where I can express myself, where I can, well, you can say, do as you like. And I felt that entertainment offered me that opportunity. So that's how I went into music. My father was, of course, my parents were obviously disappointed, you know, and we had issues. So when they moved to Lagos, you can imagine a young person coming back from America, okay? I did my youth corps in Owerri. So as they moved to Lagos, he was made the Supreme Court judge. Me, I moved to the village. I stayed in that village for 7 years, my brother. I nearly ran mental. Because everything was like, no be today Nigeria begins spoiler. Things started to just deteriorate. At first it was okay because I was making little money doing studio jobs. You know, I had a small studio, what looked like a studio. You know, it was just a makeshift something. But still, guys, when they come, they patronize me. So they see some small money, they chop. After a while, after I think about 8 months, the whole thing dried up. Because new studios started springing up, you know, Owerri and Onitsha. Who want come Uguta? It was just out of this thing. From studio, as everything can dry up for that music side. Now I enter the real hustle. You can imagine me. I can't start Buka work. And they sell pepper soup. And they sell beer, you know, just to survive. Because every time it was ringing in my head, what my father will always say to me, you're throwing your life away, you're throwing your life away. And I was too proud to go back and say, okay, that job we talk about, bring up poverty. And then, that was the only time I experienced poverty in my life. Okay? So, but, you know, when you're chasing something, the zeal and the gusto you use in chasing that thing, small time, that thing will begin to pursue you back. You start to attract different things, you know, to put you on the right path to achieving that dream. Because I'm a very stubborn person. I know the degree. Once I set my what do you know they call them? Once I set my compass, where they go now, where they go. But I didn't do it all by myself because there was this angel that came from Lagos. I met her in one of my rare trips to Lagos from the village. Her name is Tina Omudiwe. I cannot talk about the life of Charlie Boy without talking about Tina Onwudigwe, because now she bring me come Lagos. If she no bring me come up for that village, oh boy, we not for there here they talk. Oh. And there will be nothing like Charlie Boy. By that time, my pa will say, but I tell you now, you see that useless boy, we no one, then get work, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know, but, so that's the background. That's where I'm coming from. You know, Tina brought me to Lagos, and from then everything changed, you know. And then, yeah, talking about the people who have passed through the Charlie Boy University, I don't even remember all of them, but I can tell you most of the A-list artists, Majeko, Alibaba Demo, Tunde Wumi Obe Demo, you know, so many of them, they passed through the Charlie Boy stable when we were doing the Charlie Boy show, so on and so forth. And I also benefited from them. It's not like I was the only one giving them something. They gave me something too, because working with them was great. Working with them, I learned a lot from them also, whilst I was teaching what I knew how to do at the time. But it's been a wonderful journey for me. It's been, I look back and I say, and I can see God's hand in my life, because I've entered a lot of troubled waters. I've done a lot of crazy things. When I was younger, I used to be an addict. I used to be into drugs and, you know, all the kind of bad things, you know, name them. I don't do them. But somehow I've managed, you know, that's why I keep saying that God's hand is in my life. When you don't reach that point, the people I did cocaine and all those hard drugs with, half of them don't die now. They halfway remain. They know they're all right again. But only me quick know when it was time, because I'm a very adventurous and curious animal. And they like, I must find out everything, you know. But as soon as I feel that, no, this is not, you know, there's an inner voice that is always talking to me, you know. So I'm always on track, knowing what will serve me and what can never serve me. And what can never serve me, I drop as hot potato and move on.
Let's go to that spiritual side of Area Fada. What precipitated, what's the origin?
Simple. I've said this so many times over. For the first 27 years or 26 years of my life, as I was living with my parents, every day, now morning mass. I come from a Catholic background. Now morning mass, you must go morning mass. You must go catechism. I was even an altar boy. I served as an altar boy, you know. I even did 1 year of seminary, because at one time, before I turned 21, I wanted to be a priest. You know, when you're young, you want to be so many things. I even wanted to be a magician when I was younger, you know. So I come from that background. It was always about Bible. My father used to take us, you know, me and my siblings, you know, reading the Bible and all of that. Teto, don't be today. So you see, like I always tell parents, it's not about what you give a child. You can't give a child anything, carry all the billions we get, give the child. It's about what you teach the child. Even all that time, I was resisting all the teaching, the lecture, because my papa too talked too much. Oh. But now I am grateful that I had such a father, because all the things I was rejecting while I was young are the things I've run back to, are the things that have formed my foundation, are the values and principles that I promote in the now. So when people, they say, Charlie Boy, don't born again, I say, look, these people, not today. They don't born me against Tete. You know? So that's where all that spirituality is coming. And thank God, I never lost that part of me. And that is why this personality, the Odudu Bariba, you know, later off camera, we'll go into that. And because as I'm here, I'm also connecting in the spirit with your soul. Sometimes, you know, you're a very confused motherfucker, you know? And you have a good heart, but you're not nourishing that soul. That's your problem. But we'll talk about that. Maybe I can whip you back on track.
I hope I'm not going to put that diagnosis you just did. But let's go back to but your father later, at some point.
Oh, yes, he was. If my father was younger, he would have been my manager. Because, you know, nothing succeeds as success. My father, I think the basic concern of my parents at the time, because my father used to always say when I started this Charly boy thing, who is going to understand this thing that you're doing? We know that you're intelligent, you're a good child, but this one is going to make you look like a riffraff. Why do you want to show this side of you? And you know why? One of the reasons? I was just tired of people, when they want to introduce me, they will say, nah, just so put a picking. It'd be like, say, I don't get any identity. The only identity I get, even from when I was young, you know, being always introduced, and I just to put a picking. I said, no, I have to make my own name now. You understand? So I used to answer my father back to say, listen,